everyone, and welcome to Keith Answers. I know that it's been a while, but what are you going to do? Today starts the Masquerade, which is very, very exciting. Some different things going on this year than there were last year. Something crazy might happen, who knows? Or maybe we'll just let you dance and turn into zombies. Like always, the link is on the side to write in and ask questions. You just go in and type what you want me to answer, and sometime in the next year I may answer it. Can we get some new items for Shinwa's quests? The items we get now are great, but it would be nice to have some new stuff too. That is a great question. I will put that on my list of things that we could get working on after the Masquerade, because we have so much still left to do, even though it started today. Hey Keith, I was wondering, what is the priority on the cult glitch issues currently? Will they be fixed sooner or later, or any date estimation? We sort of got sidetracked with the Battle Coliseum and Masquerade and a few other things, and so we sort of put it up to the side. But it is being worked on. There is code set for it. We have to do it sort of in bits and pieces, because to revamp the cults, we have to revamp the forums. So it's sort of a bit-by-bit process, but we're working on it. It's something that we do want to have fixed, because it's a big social part of the site, and we try to sort of bill ourselves as the social group site, and one of the biggest social parts of the site is broken. Hi Keith, I was wondering, this is going to be bad, if it'd be possible to swap some bigger areas of the wardrobe, for example, a wigs layer or a facial features layer. I think I'd get shot by our creative director, Lux, if I made a wig layer. It keeps people spending money on gold accounts. B, so it sort of makes it where you can't wear 6 items on your head. If you want extra wigs, you now have the option to buy the Rue La La Layers book thing and add an extra wig layer, or head layer. As for facial features, I don't know, I think that, face covers all of it. It's logical. Keith, I was just wondering, will there be any more new schemes like the Shadow Graveyard one? I'd really like to see some for all the Sabata holidays in the future, but not right away, because that would be too much on the artists at once. We're working on them sort of slowly. We're making one for each area of Sabata, so it feels like you're exploring, but don't expect them like tomorrow or next week or anything. The header images take a lot of work, and then getting the color schemes to where they're browsable takes a lot of work too. This may be silly, but I don't see it mentioned anywhere. What happens to items once they are asked for in a quest? Do they get deleted off the site completely, as is most common, or do you guys recycle them back into the community somehow? They get deleted. Basically, how our economy works right now, which is not how I want it to work, is the SP that quest givers give you appear out of thin air, and the items that you give them disappear. It's supposed to sort of balance out the economy, but the problem is that it just keeps on generating SP, and there's other places that the items come from, and so it just sort of creates problems. So in the future, how I want to make it is where every day the quest givers are given a certain amount of SP that they can hand out, and it's sort of the amount of SP that you get from the quest is sort of more from that, and the amount of SP that they get from the quest is determined by the amount of money that we made the previous day. Like I want generally a pool of SP running Sabata. So like when you purchase something from the main shops, that goes into the pool of SP. When you purchase something from the Millionaire Center, etc. I wouldn't mind putting extra money in every day, like as an admin, like extra, 100 million or whatever, to keep it afloat. But I think it would make it the economy a lot stabler if there's something in the background working like that. That's something I want to move toward in the future, someday. It seems like you're around working on Sabata all the time. How many hours per day on average do you put into the site? I put an average of 8 hours, usually into all of the sites that I work on, which is Sabata, Squibby, and Valenth. And now a lot less, so Nero Galaxy. So a lot of that time goes to Subata because it's the biggest site, but I spend some time working on Valen, some time working on Squibby, but mostly Subata. I was wondering about an instant messaging system on Subata, sort of like Facebook or MySpace. I think it'd be easier to talk to our friends who are online instead of sending messages back and forth. That's something that we're currently looking into. It's not just tossing up a script and making it work. It takes a lot of back end, probably a dedicated server to handling the polling from the information going to it, things like that. Is something that we're looking at, but I don't know if we have the ability to handle that sort of system right now. Shinwa malaria plot, yes. No. For those members who have been around since the reset or before, every plot we had was a Shinwa malaria plot. I think we had like 3 restocking Shinwa malaria wars, lots of things like that. They were basically the only 2 that I wrote about because back then I was the writer on staff, which was great days. And so I wrote all of the plots. Like I was 12 years old writing Shinwa malaria plots. So I think we're probably done with that. They'll be supporting characters going forward and general plots, but I don't think that they'll be the main focus of one for a very, very long time. The token shop restocks very rarely. Most of us miss it 80% of the time. When it does restock, only the most recent item is available. Could we please get some of the older items in the shop to restock at the same time to make it more worthwhile? It restocks a lot, actually. The 2 items that have been in there in the past day have restocked 2,500 of them each, so 5,000 items total. So I think that it's not really like they don't restock a lot. And a lot of times I do put all the old ones back in. All the old items, I throw them all back in there for a couple days. But I think that you're missing the point of how the token shop is supposed to work, which is how it works now. It's supposed to be hard to get the items. You should, either be online when it first happens or spend the rest of the day refreshing in the token shop hoping for a restock. Also, there's forum groups. I don't know their exact names, but you can find them in the general forum, on the forums, token shop pinging or whatever. There's forum groups that you can join that ping everybody in the group when an item restocks. So just joining that group would probably greatly increase your chances of getting an item from the token shop. Hi Keith, I just noticed that the wizard wears bunny slippers. Is there a reason behind this, or was it just something random one of the users came up with? I like to think that the wizard is a very comfortable person in his own elderly skin, and so he just lounges around his hut waiting for users to come and help him with items. So he just lounges around in his slippers and his robe. People frozen have their accounts deleted and are banned for a year. Could they just be banned for a year before coming back to their account? Lots of real dollars and time are spent on these accounts. It just seems so sad to see people frozen. Yes, and it's so sad to see people cheating and making multiple accounts and breaking the rules and spamming and harassing members and the other 1,000 things that they can be frozen for. People who are frozen for a reason. And if they're not frozen appropriately, they can fill a ticket or contact frozen@net, depending on the situation, to get unfrozen. I feel bad that they've spent real money on the account, but if they spent real money on something that they intended to cheat on, knowing well that they could be frozen, that's their fault. Hey Keith, would it be possible to have cash up credits in the Millionaire Center? I was looking for an Ultimate Gaming card, and it was more expensive than I assumed. I mean, $20, putting it in there would be great for users who don't want to spend money. Yes, and then I will also give you a free car and a free house and maybe a free island too. The things in the cash shop cost money because we need money to pay our staff and pay for our servers and continue paying on experiments to take over the world, but it would probably mean that we would be able to stay open 1 month if we put cash shop credits in the Millionaire Center. We sort of rely on the cash shop to provide income because we don't have ads on the site. We don't harass you to take surveys. We don't make you watch trailers for movies that you don't really want to see because we, just expect the cash shop to provide enough to continue running the site. Hey Keith, I know on Sabata we're limited to 1 account per person, but some of the younger kids can't afford to have more pet slots. So I was wondering if we may ever be able to have like 1 side account just for more pets because I need more room. No, that would make it impossible for us to sell the plushies, first of all. Second of all, pet slots are a luxury on Sabata, and so you have to pay for them. If you can't afford them with cash, find a user who's willing to sell them and buy them with lots and lots and lots of SP. Well, that is it. So, link is in the side to ask questions for next Keith Answers. Twitter links, Facebook links, etc. are on the side. Make sure to join our Facebook group because I sometimes post links to get free items on there. And enjoy the Masquerade. Lots of fun stuff coming, guys. See you next time. So I just got like a new haircut, and I don't know, like, you can see how it is now. I mean, like, I can have it all go straight up. I could be like a Guido, but like I don't know, I'm still sort of getting used to it. Like, I can have it all like that, and I can have it like that, and like I just touch it and it all goes everywhere.